presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Frank, we're going home to the home of golf, St. Andrews, the old course.
No better place for any level of game. For the beginner of the game or the greats of the game, this is the golf course they've all cherished to play.
Frank, this is no ordinary opening tee shot. This is the opening shot at the old course at St. Andrews. So are you inspired, intimidated, nervous? Where are the emotions at?
Oh, all of the above. And this opening tee shot will never get old, that's for sure. It looks like a wide open hole. Really, you don't want to be looking right or left because it's out of bounds, even though it's a well way right and a long way left. You basically aim it at the 17th green is a good line for your opening tee shot.
Frank, many golfers unaccustomed to the full effects of the wind and playing without a caddy watch with great intent as their well-struck approach shot ends up, 1, not only short of the hole, but 2, short of the green, and 3, short of the burn by some 10 yards.
Yeah, you only need a puff of breeze, really, because it comes over the mound that's behind that first green. And for some reason, that second shot always seems to play that sort of 3 or 4 yards longer, even for the best players in the game.
That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Even par early on. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship, and Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green. What a great shot.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. A birdie putt for Pops Masterton. Has the putt, and now at -1. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
That's in the fairway. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, that's disappointing. That's a drop shot at number 3. So they'll tap in. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, now at the 4th hole.
Yeah, long par 4. Two choices, whether you're game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
No troubles there. Right in the fairway here at the fourth. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt. Even par currently.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Now to the 374-yard par 4 6th, another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here, because that'll affect the strategy off the tee, but bunkers left and right to be avoided.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Has a hat trick and looking for more. 3 birdies now on the deck. Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
Good drive, Frank. Chance to get it close here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Third shot, looking for a good one. And he's made the green. Masterton has this one for par. So close. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Has this now for bogey. Well, it was bound to come to an end at some point. Drops just one shot after that terrific stretch of birdies. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long birdie putts here.
Frank, not close, but not bad either.
You can always make the odd 20-footer, and that's exactly how far they are away.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
No, just eat that up.
Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
He is on a roll right now. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. You know what's better than 2 birdies in a row?
What's that?
3. That's what he's going for.
That's a turkey in bowling, isn't it?
He's no turkey.
Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Putt for par. He needs one. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Hole number 11, the Eden, is really the finest medium-length one-shotter in all of golf, isn't it, Frank?
Well, this hole's been copied by many an architect for the reasons why it's normally very, very difficult to make a hole of this length, or should I say this short, so difficult. But they've managed to do that here at Eden with that Strath bunker in the front and the severe sloping on either side of that bunker.
Boy, that can really be brutal, can it?
It certainly does. And if you have any doubt there, you'll come unstuck at 11.
Well, he didn't knock down the flagstick right there, but 25 feet, That's not too bad. And getting ready for the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. 3 under on the day. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway.
The green here at the 12th is really the key. The shallow rear shelf falling away on all sides remains as fresh a challenge today as it did when Alan Robertson played it 125 years ago.
And of course, he was a professional that lived in the area, Rich, and one of the things that he did, he actually made some of these greens bigger. You would think that makes it easier, but when you put in some of these subtle slopes like what we see at 12, you realize it's not easier.
A birdie putt for Pops Masterton. How about that? 4 under par. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that. Second shot.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Birdie try up next. He has this putt for birdie. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
In for par, and will sit tight at 4 under. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also a possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. Well, that takes the strain off the next one.
Good lag putt right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's good work. That's a good par right there. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. It brings in those little bunkers called robs, and they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Setting up in the fairway, 200 yards to where that hole is cut. This is a good-looking shot. That will be a great look at birdie. Pops for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. And now another par for the 16th, Frank, and another hole where precision off the tee is going to be paramount.
Yeah, the norm of the tee is really to avoid a series of 3 bunkers called the principal's nose. I've never really figured out why they're called that, but it's not the place to be, that's for sure. Stay short of those is the safe line, and then a little pop bunker once again in the front left of the screen called the wig. That's also to be avoided. Another difficult green. Looks a little simpler from the fairway, but miss your mark with the yardage and you'll pay a premium.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
This is the second shot at the par 4. Is a beauty, a real beauty. Getting set now over the putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Frank, this is really one of the coolest spots in the whole sport. When you tee off at 18, it's as if the entire town of St. Andrews is peering in and looking at you.
Yeah, you've started by the town at the little starters box, and then you've sort of gone all the way out. Now you're all the way on the back end, and it's almost like your job's been completed. But really, in the game of golf, you're just starting.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frank, straight uphill with this approach shot, what do you have to factor in terms of club selection and setup over the ball?
We're going to have to take at least an extra club to make up for that added elevation. And also it's tougher to get onto that front foot.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer, or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. Hops now to only lose 1 shot. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Just a couple of feet. Finished with a final score of 69. So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.